Okay, are we recording? Hope not, because I am not ready. Let's ruin some takes, shall we? Let's do it. It's confession time. Breathe in and breathe out.
Honestly, I bet those LinkedIn bros are shaking right now. They're like, oh my God, this doesn't belong. Well, you know what? This is what the people want, so shut up.
Energy check.
Energy check. I'm feeling like a 10.
I'm feeling like a 10.
Yeah.
I'm also feeling like a 10 now.
Whoa. That's the first time, don't you think?
Anyway,
Let's get into it.
I'm Penny, the content lead here at Contentu.
I'm Nike, the content marketeer here at Contentu.
And
this is Permission to Rant. Okay, so I feel like we need a little meditation moment.
Cleanse the energy.
Yes. Breathe in and breathe out. Release the phrase, we need this to go viral.
marketing is only a circus if you insist on juggling everything at once.
Ban the sentence, this has to work. It never helped you. So you might be wondering why we have clown noses on.
Because today, on this All Hallows April Fool's Day, we're talking about clown behavior.
Clown behavior.
So let's get into it.
I'm going to take this off for now.
Yes, we should.
Breaking news. Marketing officially reclassified as performance art. Today, the Global Marketing Committee told a spokesperson that they can no longer confidently describe marketing as a strategic business function. It appears to be a live circus act.
According to new data, This Is Us. Analysts say the average marketer is responsible for smiling through meetings that set your strategy on fire, juggling 5 channels, 3 stakeholders, and 1 impossible KPI, absorbing blame for pretty much anything, and performing ROI tricks on demand. So, on this April Fool's Day, we're calling out clown behavior.
Or the things that we say or accept in marketing that just make us look like clowns. And we're not coming for you guys. We are also the clowns. We've normalized performance pressure and, frankly, absurd expectations. And it's a circus.
It definitely is.
So let's get into it.
Let's fix that, shall
Clown
we?
behavior number 1. Tell me.
Number 1, gated content.
Ban the phrase. Download our free guide. Step right up. We created this great new thing. Now watch us hide the value and then wonder why no one trusts us.
So let's break it down. When does gating make sense?
Sometimes.
Also, when is it just an insecure marketing person who's trying to dress it up as strategy? But also, like, this is the real thing. Are we building trust or just extracting emails and giving sales bad leads because we're just trying to fit it into our KPIs?
Exactly. Because like we say things like we're here to educate. We're here to build authority. We're here to be customer first or be educational, whatever it is. But then we create something useful. We decide to lock it up behind a form and ask for a full identity check. Name, email, address, job, company,
Firstborn child.
blood type. Like all of that for what? A checklist? Like,
Yeah, thanks.
does that PDF really need to be locked behind that form? That's the question we need to ask. And
Yeah.
why is this clown behavior?
So this is why it's clown behavior. So we're confusing extraction with strategy, first of all.
Yeah, we're optimizing for forms, like filling out forms, than actually like building trust. And like, I think it's just lazy. It's just like, this is how things have been. This is a high quality asset. We need to lock it up behind the gate. But can't you find another way to track? Like,
Yeah.
do you need to do that?
Like, we're just thinking about leads in that moment and not if the content actually needs to be gated, if it actually
Yeah.
needs to be protected by some sort of form.
Yeah.
Like, is it that important? Do you really need to do that for like some checklist? Maybe for a report, it could make sense.
Maybe.
But also when? Because we decided not to gate our report, for example.
Yeah, and that's because the goal was to reach as many people as possible. And for me, it doesn't make sense to add friction to that process. Like, I want this to get as many people downloading it as possible. So why would I make it harder for them to download it? Yes, so that sales can have a load of emails that they can send and hound these people. That's not what this asset was for. So yes, if you're creating like a hyper-specific mini report or something that's tailored to your ICP and it's very niche and specific, and you're going to do a tailored campaign around it, I think that's okay to gate something because you're like focusing on a specific like set of people. But like for a generic thought leadership building authorities flagship report, to me, it just doesn't make sense to add the friction there. And I think we're calling out the behavior of just like default gating.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like we sometimes think we have to do it because it's what marketing has always done. But we can also evolve and see places where it makes sense. And it's like, well, this is actually a piece of content that we put so much hard work in that like will be gated because of so and so, but only if it makes sense, not because it's like, well, that's how it works.
Exactly. Like if your goal is to build authority, access matters. If your goal is to build trust, friction matters. Like hiding value and then saying like, why isn't demand stronger? Why aren't we reaching our goals? Is low key.
Clown behavior. So stop doing that.
Ask yourself, does this genuinely need to be behind a gate? And like more often than not, it's probably not. And if the reason you're saying it needs to be behind a gate is because you want to collect emails, that's not a good
reason.
No.
Like, come on.
Behavior.
Okay. Another one. This actually I do love as someone who started in socials. We need this to go viral.
Oh
okay. So first of all, viral for who?
Who?
Why? Why does it need to go viral? To what end? Also, like, what happens after you've gone viral? Because this has happened to us. Like, some of our posts have gone viral. Like, one of my first posts after I became social media manager went viral. Did something change? Did I become an all-time influencer? No. Did we get leads directly from my Taylor Swift post being like, hey, I saw your Taylor Swift post and I want to get a content to demo? No. So why?
Like, being viral is like a byproduct of like good content. Like if it goes viral, great, but it's not what we're trying to do.
No.
Chasing virality is just like a stupid thing to do. It's clown behavior. It makes no sense. Like, why are you trying to go viral? Because like it's like putting a clown on stage saying, make them laugh. Who's in the audience? We don't know. Do they even like clowns? Maybe they're severely afraid of clowns.
Oh my God.
Why are their children crying? Explain to me.
Yeah.
That's what chasing virality feels like. You're reaching, you're like making your message more broad, and then so it lands to more people. But then by aiming for everyone, you then attract everyone.
Also because going viral is a result. Like it's not a goal. Your goal is to make content that resonates.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it gets in front of the right people and it goes viral. And that's just a result of the fact that you put so much effort and so much work in your content and it's relatable for people. But it's not like, oh, let's make this post with the aim of going viral. Like that's clown behavior.
Exactly, because if it goes viral, it just amplifies what you've already done. So like if you haven't figured out what the message of the post is or the audience, the positioning, the intent, you're not actually getting, like, you're getting eyeballs, but like the wrong eyeballs. And like that's just a waste of everyone's time and energy. And there's nothing wrong with going viral.
No, it's
like,
great.
It's still great, but it's not the goal. The goal is to like reach the people you want to reach. If it goes viral, if it happens to be something that anyone can relate to, that's great, but it's not the goal. And anyone who has that, like saying things like that, we need this to go viral, is an absolute clown.
Clown
Behavior.
So stop doing that.
Give it
Okay.
up.
Also, this I find really annoying. I'm like, yeah, this is so annoying, but I wrote all of them.
Yeah, we wrote
these. Like, obviously. Okay, copying your competitor. First of all, you're a loser.
Calling them out today. Ruthless.
Like, they're doing it, so we should do it too. No.
No.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love following a trend if it makes sense for us. I love seeing people make content that is like inspired by something that I made. Like when I made the Taylor Swift lyrics meet content marketing moment, I did have like 2 people who were like, hey, I got inspired by this and made their own version. I love seeing that.
And they said like shout out.
They said hats tip, you know?
Yeah.
I love seeing that. What I hate is being like, hey, they made this meme, let's recreate it like exactly the same. Like, why would you do that? First of all, why would you do that to yourself? Because it just makes you look bad.
Yeah.
Second of all, get a personality. Like, it's great to get inspired, but like put in a sprinkle of yourself in it.
Yeah, that's what's so important, because like there's a great book, Steal Like an Artist.
Yes, we love that.
Such a good way of describing how like, I mean, the creative energy is all shared. We all are in this world together, and like we're all influenced by different things. Like I can be inspired by a water bottle or a microphone or whatever, or like someone else's post. And like, it's not that we own the idea, but it's the idea of like just replicating someone else's content, that's copycatting. But that's not what we're talking about. That's the clown behavior. What is okay is to steal like an artist. When you take something that you're inspired by, you get, oh, that could work for this, or that might be interesting in this way. And you put your own spin, you take your time to like rethink it.
It's remix culture, you know, which is huge right now. Also because like it's also in music, like all the songs are with the same 4 chords. Like remix culture is real, and it's a beautiful aspect of our world that we can build on top of the past and on top of past work and make our own and evolve.
Own spin. Yeah. And nothing is ever original. That's what we're kind of saying here, is that like you can't get precious about your ideas. Like especially, you know, when you see someone else like execute something and you're like, I had that idea. And Rick Rubin, who I talk about all the time in his book, The Creative Act, which we love, he talks about how like ideas, we just get them as downloads from the creative energy, whatever it is, the universe, whatever. And that if you ignore that idea and you don't execute it, and
someone else will do it.
It's the time for that idea to be visual, or what's the word, visualized, materialized. And if you don't do it, then someone else will. And you often see people go, oh, they're copying me, but they're not copying you. You never did it.
Yeah.
So like, it's fine to like be inspired by someone else, but you can't ever replicate someone else's exact strategy, because the conditions are never going to be the exact same. Your audience is different. The time is different. Like they might have a different like appetite for risk, or a different setup internally.
Voice.
Yeah. So like copycatting doesn't make any sense, and it's so lazy, and it really shows the real clown behavior.
It makes you look
clown
like
behavior.
a clown. So yeah, stop doing that as well, please.
If you're going to copy, steal like an artist, put your own spin on it. Just don't be a copycat.
Just be yourself, bro. Stop copying other people. Oh. Wackadoodle.
Clown behavior.
Okay, another one.
I hate this.
Oh,
one.
wait. I feel like I need a clown nose to say this. We need more thought leadership. No, you don't. Also, leadership of which thoughts? Because like it's like we're getting everybody with a clown now. I'm like, oh. We're getting everybody on stage with a mic and being like, hey, share your thoughts because we want to build brand. Like that is crazy.
It
Champion
really annoys me.
the people that want to do it. Like
Exactly.
employee advocacy is great, but once you're just getting people to post
That's
for the sake of posting,
and that's fine. That's employee advocacy. That's building the company brand. That's great. But thought leadership gets thrown around like it is just getting your employees to post on LinkedIn, and that's not what it is. It's earned authority about a specific point of view. So like leadership of which thoughts is such a valid thing to say, because it's like you can't just say we need to do thought leadership. About what? In what? Like pick the niche, pick the topic. And it's like you need to define like what we're challenging, what our like enemy is that we're targeting.
yeah.
And if you're not, and if you're just saying we need to just do more thought leadership, we need people to be posting, you're most likely actually diluting your message, because you're not making sure that everybody's actually creating value. Instead, it's just contributing to the slop that is already taking over all of the internet.
And we know how much we hate that. Like you have to champion the people who have an opinion, who are excited about it as well.
Yeah, like for example, we have Olivier, who was in the previous episode with us.
We love
king.
him.
And he is someone who I'm really like, we need, put a mic in his hand, because he's like our chief product officer. He's in-depth researching, also with kind of a fresh perspective. He's been in content too for only a couple of years. And when he joined, he was new to the content marketing landscape. So he was really like surveying everything and having these in-depth conversations with clients, building custom workflows, really seeing how AI or our platform can like solve real actual problems. And because of that, he has all this knowledge accumulating in his head. And that's someone you want to go, okay, let's just talk for an hour and let me just document it all. And I will get so much stuff out of that. It's not like sitting down with someone internally who like maybe isn't coming up with all these new insights or isn't doing this research. Does it make sense to put a microphone in their hand? Because like, I'm scared. What are they going to say?
And making them do it. Like that's how we're doing it, that we're like, okay, who are people who are interested in this initiative and will actually be excited? Because and at the end of the day, like that energy shows in your content.
For sure. And the thing is like with thought leadership, not everybody needs to be on stage. No. Not everybody needs to be in the spotlight. Not everyone should perform. Like it's important to have that discernment, because by just saying we need to do thought leadership is unfortunately
clown behavior. Okay, next one, number 5. This has to work mentality. Don't get me started. First of all, now on how toxic that is, but also like the moment you start going into a brainstorming session or an idea thinking, okay, this has to work, bam, dead, deceased, call it, time of the day, however you say that, dead.
Literally. It's like walking on a tightrope in a circus, and then they've just taken away all of the nets or the things below you. There's no safety net. You're instead focused on like failure and what will happen if things don't work out instead of what could possibly happen. And it's like, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, but you know what my dear friend Tay says?
Let's go.
Failure brings you freedom, guys.
Facts.
And that's so true, because if you have the freedom to try things and, you know,
And to fail,
maybe have an idea that seemed so great and failed, you actually can learn so much from it.
100%. It's always, I really do believe, and it's like maybe cliche and maybe I'm too optimistic, but I am like, if the goal is learning, you never fail, because like whatever happens, you can always know that, okay, this didn't work, but now we know that doesn't work.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like,
everything can be turned into a learning.
exactly. But operating on the assumption that this has to work kills all possible creativity, all possible excitement. Instead, we're in like pressure mode, we're in protection mode, we're in fear. We're like, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
And in every idea, at the idea stage especially, to have those constraints in your mind,
No.
it's so bad. Like I saw a comedian describe, like, you know, when they're, you know, it's going well, they're on stage or whatever doing stand-up, and they mention like, they say one thing, and then he described it as like when you open the airplane door and like all the energy is sucked out of the plane.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
like what this does to your mind, to your brainstorm, to your whatever, the goal of the project. If it's this has to work, I'm scared, I'm crying.
Yeah.
We're all fans.
Yeah. And if you're not taking risks, guys, most of the time you're probably just playing it safe and it's going to fail, because actually so many things that we enjoy in our content, like in today's day and age, is risky content that you're like, no way they did this. Like, that's insane.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be, you know, crazy risky content for it to do well or for it to resonate or whatever. But like, you definitely don't want to start with the constraints of like, this has to work.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, what's going to happen? Because you should be able to swing big and like pitch those crazy ideas and then bring them back down to reality if you need to. But that's like the next step. The first step is go, what if we just dressed up like clowns for the thing? And then we bring it back to just clown noses. We were going to do full face paint.
Yeah, that felt a little bit extra.
I
Also,
wanted to do
we are
costumes, like full costumes.
We're not makeup artists, so that would have probably looked weird.
But we didn't have the idea of this has to work. We just wanted to figure it out.
And find a way to be clowns and have a clown nose, okay?
Talk about
clown behavior. So yeah, guys, stop having this mentality.
Yes.
Be free. Risk. Take
Yes.
risks.
At least at the start. Like later on, you can like make sure that you're being strategic and that you're bringing things back into reality. But operating under the belief that this has to work is like clown behavior.
Stupid.
Quit it.
Okay. Another one that I feel like is
Final one.
very talked about also on LinkedIn is
Yeah.
you need to be good at everything.
Yeah.
And there's like this pressure, which I think also adds to our imposter syndrome and inner saboteur telling us that we're not good enough. That there's this pressure of having to be good at everything and having knowledge about everything, which, don't get me wrong, it's great. Like, of course, we have to stay up to date with everything that's changing in the world and all the updates and AI, video, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things happening all the time.
Yeah.
And it's great to know about them, but you don't have to be an expert at everything. You are a human until proven otherwise, which is great. So be a human and learn about the things that like make sense for you.
Yeah.
And also to the level that it makes sense for you.
Exactly. Like the best marketers are curious, like you just mentioned. Like we are aware of what's happening. We understand enough that like we can talk about, I don't know, things like AI. Like you don't have to be an AI engineer, but a lot of us, like there is a lot of a fear-based culture in marketing that like, oh no, it's changed. Everything is different. Throw away the old playbook. Now it's this. Okay, video is dead. Now it's this. And like that gives a sense of like you're never catching up. You're never getting to the stage where you feel like you actually know enough to like have an opinion about something.
Like constant panic.
Yeah. And instead of you have like all these fragmented like little bits of knowledge. And like I know enough about all the other disciplines that I can like say that I can have a conversation. I understand how things fit the pieces of the puzzle, but I'm definitely not an expert in those things. And I rely on those people because that's what I know. My best advice was from Thomas, actually. He gets too much praise on this podcast for someone who never watches it. But
let's see if he sees this.
He probably won't. But he said to me, I remember like, I'm down. I haven't been reporting on the website, for example. Like, I really need to do a website report. And he was like, okay, but why? And I was like, because, you got to create, you got to review, you got to optimize, et cetera, the life cycle, the loop of marketing. We need to just follow that loop. And like, not to say that you shouldn't be doing those things, but for me and our time constraints, we're a small team. He was just like, why would you spend your time on dashboards when you are good in strategy, you're good in story, you're good in all these things. And yeah, you're good enough at that stuff, but it's not your forte.
You don't have to do everything all the time. Like, it's okay to also outsource that.
Yeah, exactly. And to really, instead of like, and that changed something for me because I'd spent up until then years of being like, never feeling good enough, never be like, I'd been 4 years as a copywriter and someone said to me that I really needed to master copywriting. And I was like, along with video editing, social editing, da 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 da. And I was like, what? I've been doing this already for 4 years and you're telling me I have to master it. I feel like I've already like got so much experience.
I sort of mastered it, I thought.
Yeah, I was like, I am a copywriter. And then when I came here and Thomas really said to me, he was like, why would you do that? Like, he was always like asking why. And like, it really challenged me to think of like, why am I doing this? Is it because I feel like I have to because to prove that I'm like data driven? Or is it because like I actually think it's going to be something I'm going to use? And he really like put it to me to like lean into my strengths because you can really drill down into them and become an expert. And now I feel like such an expert in things like brand, content, story. And instead of being like half-baked knowledge on like all these different things, like enough that you can have the conversations and understand everything.
Exactly.
But like pick the thing that like what you like and what you're good at, stick with it. There's no need to retrain yourself every month because there's a new shiny thing on the market. We need to be able to like build confidence in ourselves, and constantly having whiplash,
not good.
Not good. And some might even say
it's clown behavior. So remember, guys, keep updated, you know.
Yeah, foundational
get with the times, but also let it go.
Yeah. Be like, the depth of your knowledge matters and the breadth of it doesn't matter as much. You really need to be in depth about your core competencies and then be curious. Be like smart about it, but you don't need to constantly feel that you're not good enough.
No, actually you are good enough. You're doing great.
Yeah. Play to your strengths.
Yeah.
Honestly, you'll grow so much as a person.
Well, Penny.
Yes, Nika.
Do you know what time it is?
What time is it? I don't have a watch on.
Oh, I do.
No, you don't.
It's confession time. Okay, let's go. So, we have a woe from a fellow marketing girly. You probably know who you are.
Shout out to you.
Getting executives to understand the way the brands succeed on social is different from how they succeed in traditional media. So that's her woe. The way demand is generated often assumes the audience knows more than they do, which makes them want to learn more, which drives engagement and therefore reach, and therefore success. So that's a circus right there, if you ask me.
But it's very common, and I feel like especially in like, I don't know, B2C, especially when you have like still have more legacy or traditional media formats.
Yeah,
like,
more like broadcast media, the
like,
old school vibes.
Yeah, out of home, like those kind of things. And so then it's when you're moving to digital, if you have those two things existing at once, it can be hard to like get that understanding internally to say these things need to be measured differently. Traditional media logic says control the message, polish it, push it, pay for it. Like you can just pay for the attention.
And it's a one-way conversation.
Exactly.
Like it's broadcasting. So it's like, here. And you cannot answer to that directly.
Hear you. Yeah, and social is not like that. It's a conversation.
Yeah, it's a back and forth. You are also so much more able to be scrutinized on socials. So it's so important to have that conversation and really know your community.
Yeah, and social is like that. It's social. You can't just publish and like pray. You have to be like having a conversation with your audience. You want to be like giving them space to like lean in, and that can make some people uncomfortable because traditional campaign performance just isn't like that.
Yeah.
So for us marketers, it's important for us to know how to explain like what the different goals of the different mediums are. Not every channel has to perform in the same way, and it shouldn't be.
No, and bring them on the journey with you, you know, like show them why social is different. Show them why this way of thinking is a more, you know, old school kind of mentality, and also more rooted in the traditional broadcast media and not in our new day-to-day social media where everybody has a voice.
Exactly. And like it's partly internally like that battle of stakeholder, like
always
just getting it aligned. But it's important for us marketers to be able to explain, because like not everybody's a marketer and they still are responsible for us. So being able to go to your CEO or whoever it is and like explaining to them that social does not perform like traditional, that demand generation is a long-term trust play, that community building isn't always measurable. And that's like something you need to set and get clear from the beginning.
Yeah.
And because then no one's scrambling, you're not having to over explain and try to like engineer a story that helps them understand it. From the beginning, you can say, well, the goal here is not that, it's this. And getting those expectations clear is so important. But this issue is super common. And like a lot of us have to deal with this lack of understanding within the different channels and how marketing is. And that is clown behavior.
Clown behavior. So we feel you, girly, but keep doing your thing.
Stay strong.
Bring them on that journey with you.
Yes.
Try to show them
Break it down.
how it works.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll get on with it because you're doing great.
Send them this episode.
Yes.
Now, remember, marketing isn't a circus and you are not a clown.
So don't juggle everything. You're okay. You're safe.
Yes. If you can take anything with you today, it's to stop this clown behavior. But thank you for ranting with us.
Sorry again.
Thank you for ranting with us. We'll see you next time.
was
Like,
great.
subscribe, be our friend.
XOXO.
Ciao.